There's a place within you that sees beyond sight. It does not look through the eyes, nor think through the mind. It observes all things quietly, eternally. Ancient mystics called it the third eye. Neuroscientists call it the pineal gland, a small crystal chamber deep in the brain, pulsing with rhythm and light. Tonight, we begin a journey, not to find something new, but to remember what was always here. Close your eyes for a moment. Feel the breath enter and leave, slow, effortless. With each breath, your awareness draws inward, toward the space between your eyebrows. Imagine a point of stillness there, as though the entire universe listens from that center. Now open the inner eye. The ancient sages said this eye is the bridge between the visible and the invisible, between the world you see and the consciousness that sees it. Modern science is beginning to whisper the same truth. The pineal gland is shaped like a tiny pine cone, a symbol carved into temples, cathedrals, and the staffs of pharaohs. It responds to light, even within the darkness of the skull. It produces melatonin to guide your sleep. And perhaps, under certain mysterious conditions, it releases dimethyltryptamine, the molecule of vision, the spark behind dreams. When light fades, the gland awakens. When the world quiets, it begins to listen. And in that listening, consciousness expands. Take another breath. Imagine every inhale drawing light toward that small pineal center. Every exhale dissolves the noise of thought. You are not forcing anything, only allowing awareness to gather, like morning dew forming on the leaf of the mind. Science tells us that perception is not passive. The brain does not simply receive reality. It predicts it. It builds a model, a simulation of the world, based on memory and expectation. Your eyes deliver patterns of light. Your mind fills in the rest. So what, then, is truly real? Perhaps awakening the third eye is not about seeing more, but seeing without the filter. The ancient texts called this jnana, direct knowing. When the filters dissolve, you perceive not objects, but energy, not separation, but flow. Feel that now, the hum beneath the breath, the field that moves through you and around you. Modern metaphysics calls it the unified field, a sea of energy where consciousness interacts with matter. Quantum physicists describe it as the zero-point field. Mystics call it the source. Whatever name you choose, it responds to awareness. Where attention goes, energy flows. Your third eye is the instrument of that attention, a lens through which the universe looks at itself. As you listen, imagine light swirling gently in the space behind your forehead. It is neither outside nor inside. It simply is. Let it grow brighter with every heartbeat. In this brightness lives intuition, the knowing before thought, the gentle voice that whispers truth before logic arrives. When the third eye awakens, intuition becomes your compass. You sense alignment, authenticity, synchronicity. You begin to live guided, not by reaction, but by resonance. Now, let's wander deeper. The pineal gland is surrounded by cerebrospinal fluid, a luminous river carrying ions, charged with electromagnetic potential. Every time you breathe deeply, that fluid moves slightly upward along the spine. The yogis called this kundalini, the coiled serpent of life. Science calls it cerebrospinal rhythm. Different words, same movement. As you breathe slowly, imagine that current rising from the base of your spine up to the crown of your head and pausing at the brow. With every wave, it nourishes the pineal gland, like tides washing the shore of awareness. You may begin to feel a subtle tingling, a gentle warmth at the center of your forehead. Do not chase it. Simply witness it. This is attention becoming energy. When you were a child, imagination was effortless. You saw worlds behind closed eyes. Over time, conditioning dimmed that light. The third eye dims not because it closes, but because attention turns outward. Awakening, it is not about forcing it open. It's about remembering how to look within. Now breathe again. See the breath as silver mist entering the brow, traveling down through the heart, anchoring you in calm. With every exhale, release doubt, skepticism, and the noise of hurry. The more you relax, the more clearly you see. Neuroscience shows that in moments of deep meditation, the default mode network of the brain, the part that narrates the story of me, begins to quiet. As it fades, perception becomes panoramic. Time slows, self dissolves, and consciousness perceives itself directly. This is not fantasy, it's physiology. When brain regions synchronize in high-frequency gamma waves, awareness expands beyond its normal boundaries. You feel unified, not as a thought, but as a living fact. Inside that silence, new vision arises. You may notice colors behind closed eyes, geometry, gentle pulses of light. Let them come and go. They are the language of your nervous system learning to listen. Modern metaphysics says that the pineal gland acts as a transducer, a bridge converting higher frequencies of consciousness into the language of the nervous system. When tuned through stillness, it allows awareness of realms, where information is not received through senses, but through direct resonance. Now take one deep breath. Hold it gently, and as you exhale, imagine a beam of light extending from the brow into infinity. It does not leave you, it connects you. This is the thread of perception that links inner and outer worlds. Through this eye, you begin to sense not separation, but unity. Every atom becomes luminous. Every breath, a prayer of connection. Ancient scriptures said, when the eye is single, the whole body is full of light. They were describing this moment, when duality collapses and perception becomes whole. You are not awakening something foreign. You are simply remembering your natural state. Let's integrate this awareness with understanding. The pineal gland contains microscopic crystals of calcite. Under certain conditions, these may exhibit piezoelectric properties. They generate tiny electrical charges in response to pressure or vibration. This means the pineal is not just a biological organ. It's also an antenna, capable of sensing electromagnetic fields, perhaps even subtle frequencies produced by thought itself. When meditation, breath, and emotion align, the electrical and magnetic energies of the heart and brain enter coherence. In that harmony, the pineal resonates, a crystal singing with the song of the cosmos. As you hear this tone, imagine that your breath, heartbeat, and mind align in perfect rhythm. A stillness arises that is alive, not empty. That stillness is awareness itself. Stay with it. Just breathe. Now let your imagination become vision. Visualize a radiant indigo flame glowing in the forehead. Within it spins a tiny sphere of light, rotating slowly. This is your inner lens focusing. Each rotation dissolves a layer of illusion. Fear, doubt, comparison, ego. As they fade, clarity remains. In that clarity, intuition awakens as quiet certainty. You begin to feel guidance not as words, but as vibration, a subtle yes or no that echoes through the body. This is the language of the higher mind. If thoughts appear, memories, plans, distractions, smile at them. They are clouds, you are the sky. Let them drift. Return attention to the indigo flame. Each breath fans it gently. Each heartbeat makes it brighter. Soon you will notice the boundaries of your body soften. Space seems to breathe with you. This is consciousness expanding through the awakened eye. Take another deep breath. Exhale slowly. Feel gratitude for this body, this moment, this awareness. Gratitude is the key that stabilizes awakening. The third eye does not open once. It opens continuously. Each day you live with awareness, it widens. Every act of kindness polishes its lens. Every silence deepens its clarity. And as it opens, life begins to mirror that vision. Synchronicities multiply, creativity flows, and an unshakable peace rises from within. Hold that feeling now, a quiet certainty that you are more than flesh and thought. You are perception itself, awake and limitless. Breathe. Rest in that awareness. You're learning to see with the eye behind the eyes. Stay in this stillness for a moment longer. Notice how awareness has no edges. It does not stop at the skin. It expands in every direction, soft, clear, infinite. This is the threshold of higher consciousness. From here, the practice becomes living. When you return to the rhythm of daily life, the world will try to reclaim your attention. Screens, noise, timelines, worries. Each of them whispers, forget. But every breath gives you the chance to remember. Each morning, before the mind begins its chatter, bring your awareness back to the space between your brows. Touch it lightly with attention, as though greeting an old friend. Feel the pulse of life behind it. That pulse is not inside the skull. It's in the whole field of being. As light meets your closed eyes, you might see shades of violet, blue, or gold. Let them dance. They're signs of the brain's electromagnetic chorus aligning in coherence. Neuroscience calls this gamma synchronization. The mystics call it awakening. From this state, perception transforms. You no longer see isolated objects. You see relationships, patterns, harmonies. You begin to sense meaning where before there was randomness. This is not magic. It's attention refined to stillness. Now, gently imagine that same indigo light spreading through your brain, flowing down the spine into the heart. The third eye does not act alone. It communicates with the heart field. When both are open, thought and feeling move as one current. This current becomes intuition, the direct knowing that bypasses fear. As the third eye awakens, emotional residue may surface. Old memories, unprocessed grief, sudden insights. Do not resist them. They are the dust leaving the mirror. Simply watch. Allow the awareness to bathe them in light until they dissolve. You may notice dreams becoming vivid. You may experience coincidences that feel orchestrated. These are signatures of a consciousness reorganizing itself around clarity. But remember, the goal is not visions. It is integration. True awakening is measured not by what you see when eyes are closed, but by how clearly you love when they are open. Let's walk through daily integration. When you eat, taste consciously. When you speak, listen between your own words. When you meet another being, recognize the same light looking back. This simple awareness is the living third eye, seeing through illusion into unity. Modern metaphysics describes reality as a field of frequency. Your thoughts tune that field. Every emotion, every intention sends ripples through the lattice of existence. When the third eye is active, you begin to sense those ripples. You understand how coherence of thought can heal, create, and connect. Imagine for a moment that your consciousness is a lens of light. Every judgment clouds it. Every act of compassion polishes it. Each time you choose gratitude over fear, the vision sharpens. Slowly, the boundaries between observer and observed blur, until you realize they were never separate. Science meets mysticism here. Quantum theory shows that the observer influences what is observed. The ancient rishis said the same in simpler words. As is the mind, so is the world. Notice how silence feels fuller now, alive, intelligent. That intelligence is not yours or mine. It is the fabric of consciousness itself. You are participating in the awareness that animates galaxies. This realization is what every mystic, scientist, and seeker ultimately touches. The universe is awake, and you are one expression of its awakening. From this awareness, higher consciousness unfolds naturally. Clarity replaces confusion. Calm replaces fear. Intention replaces reaction. And compassion becomes instinct. You begin to create, not by striving, but by resonance. You align your energy with the outcome, and reality organizes around that vibration. Feel it now. Imagine a goal, a dream, a healing. Hold it gently in the third eye light, not as desire, but as completed vibration. See it already existing. The universe responds not to wishful thought, but to coherent feeling. Now let it go. Trust that what is aligned will unfold. The awakened eye sees without grasping. It witnesses creation with reverence, not control. Every awakening leads to service. The clearer you see, the more naturally you care. Compassion becomes the ultimate vision, seeing others as reflections of the same consciousness. When this understanding anchors in action, you become a lighthouse in the storm of the world. Your calm becomes contagious. Your words carry frequency. Your silence heals. Close your eyes once more. Visualize light descending from the crown through the brow into the heart. Whisper inwardly, I see, I understand, I am. Feel gratitude ripple through every cell. This gratitude is the seal that stabilizes higher perception. Now gently bring awareness back to your breath. Notice the air against your skin, the sounds around you, the feeling of being fully present, fully alive. Remember, you are not a seeker finding the light. You are the light remembering itself. Through every challenge, every silence, every act of love, the eye opens wider. Carry this awareness into every step, and the ordinary world becomes extraordinary. Each glance, a revelation. Each breath, a universe reborn. If this journey stirred something within you, share it. Let the light you've touched here ripple outward. Subscribe to BrainSpire 360 to keep exploring the hidden science of consciousness, the mysteries that connect mind, matter, and the infinite field of being. Remember, awakening is not about escaping the world, but seeing it clearly through the eye that never sleeps. Stay awake, stay luminous, stay aware.